Hey everyone, Joe here. How are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today is June 18th, 2021. And for those of you that are interested in another little walkabout in the garden to see where we are now a couple of days before the summer. I think the last video I did was the new house tour when I was at the beach. And it's been a couple of weeks since we walked around the garden, so we might as well do that. We're starting to think, Marian and I are actually talking about bringing the channel in a couple of different directions. We want to do more of like at home with Joe and Marianne. Do you like that title? I might be changing the name of my channel to that, or Life with Joe and Marianne, or something like that. You can give me some suggestions down below. I'd really appreciate it, because we want to do something that might be appealing to someone to click on, because for those of you that follow me, you know I've been trying to gain subscribers and I've been trying to make the channel grow. It's just not happening, so I'm trying to think of different things that possibly people will find interesting. So let's take a look around the garden and I'll be talking to you through that. So here we are taking a look at the pool, and like I've told you before, you know, we like having the pool. It is a lot of work for those of you that are contemplating putting a pool in. It is a big expense putting it in. It's a big expense taking care of it, and it's a lot of time involved in taking care of it, but with the chemicals and the vacuuming and whatnot and everything else. I think after all these years, I finally got my Waterfall working the way I want it to be working. And what I had to do is I had to actually reconstruct all the piping in the back over here. And as you can see, what I did was, as the water flows in, we have the double waterfall. We have one here and one there. So what I did was I actually put two different valves. You can see one right there, that black valve, and then I have another one at the other end, so I can control the flow of the water in and out of the waterfall. Then what happens is right here, as it's exiting the filter, this is actually the valve for the waterfall. So if I turn this way, I can shut the waterfall off. So I don't always have it running, and so as you can see, I just turned the waterfall off right there. So that's the story with the pool. Here, take a look at my alocasia right here, my elephant ears. For those of you that have been following along, look how nice and big they're getting, and I do keep them wet. And as you noticed, I sunk the pot halfway down into the ground so I can lift it up in the fall and take it out, and I do keep that. I put the mulch on there to hold the moisture, and I keep it wet. And look at my Cana lilies, how they're growing. I mean, no flowers yet, but the last time you saw this, we did not have this big array of leaves. Here, this was the geraniums that I kept in over the winter, and you can see they've gotten nice and full, and they're beginning to flower right here, as well as that sedum that has a hanging nature for some odd reason. Take a look at these Cana lilies, how nice and big they're getting, and so on, and another alocasia right here. So this, I call this my little tropical area right here. For those of you that joined me way back in the spring, when I was potting these with my thriller, filler, and spiller, I always want to say chiller, you can see, take a look at my sweet potato vine here, how big and lush it is getting, and I have 3 of them in there surrounding this pot, as well as my geraniums flowering beautifully, and my Diplodenia and my Dracaena, and I think that's coming along very nicely, as well as this one right here. You can see that sweet potato vine, what is that, chartreuse? What color is that? It's such a nice freshness that it sets everything off beautifully. Giant hosta. My tiger lilies are just beginning to bloom. You can see the buds on them right here, and here is one right here that has finally opened, so you can see the flower. It's a very pretty orange flower, and then when they die down, I'll just cut those stems right off of there. My tomatoes are doing well. You can see I have some tomatoes growing in there. And again, I only have 6 plants, but this will be plenty for us. They're growing relatively well. You can see in there. Okay, and I have my pepper plants. They didn't really get big. They're like kind of stumpy, but take a look. You can see the peppers are growing here. And yeah, so that's the story of that. Hello, Mr. Sun. Okay. Yeah, so you know what I do here is I try to make it look as lush as possible, but what you do need is you do need some negative space in here. Negative space is empty space, so the negative space like here will actually set off the more filled space in a very pleasing way to the eye. Okay, let's go along out the side. Oh wait, I have some wanted to show you my basil right here. My basil that's in the yard, doing well, and my parsley that I have in the yard too. Okay, let's take a look on the side. So here I have more canna right here, and in this pot I did a bulb, and I also put a tiger lily in there as well. Take a look. My hostas are growing. My those spikes with the flowers on them, and very, very full. And like I told you once before, I let them flower, and then what I'll do is I'll cut all these spikes off. Take a look at these. They are, I want to say, almost 4 feet high. Now, for those of you that know me, you know right here in this corner, I had that little screen that I had made with 2 pallets, but we had to get the air conditioning unit serviced, and when I went to move it, it started to fall apart. So, I mean, those pallet things are, a great savings idea and easy to put together, but be aware that they don't last long. I think that was about 3 years, and it just kind of fell apart. So right now I'm just letting the units breathe. I guess I'm going to put some kind of screen up there. I'm not really sure what I'm doing yet. Here's some parsley, and you can see the leaves are really giant, but take a look at these. They're getting some heat stress right here. More basil and more parsley here, and then I have more of my green pepper plants in this container right here, and I have to put water on them because they look like they're a little bit wanting some water. The lily of the valley, you can see right there how that has spread out and filled in. I think I showed you when it just started popping up, so it does take over. Be aware of that. I like it here like that, but you might not like that because it'll eventually spread over and take over a large area. So I'm constantly trimming. I just trimmed again 2 days ago. My sand cherry, you can see right here, the one that I had just planted recently, it is starting to new growth. I was a little worried because it had some of these brown tipped leaves on it, and that has seemed to subside, and I'm getting some new growth on there. So I'm hopeful, and I have my fingers crossed on that. On these right here, you can see my Diplodenia is beginning to fill out nicely, and this was that succulent that I planted as my spiller in here, so you can see it's getting this really pretty flower. And like I told you, I was disappointed because I bought pink geraniums that were in a pink tray, but all of these that I use in the front are red. But I mean, it's a nice red, and it's okay. I had wanted, this burgundy color spike with the pink Diplodenia and the pink geranium, but what are you gonna do? It is what it is. So they're doing well. This one is spilling out really nicely, and like I said, my Diplodenia is doing well here. And there's my other sand cherry right there that I recently planted, and you can see it too is getting new growth. It's like I am constantly weeding, and I mean constantly. It's kind of like unbelievable how much I have to weed. Wait, people are And for those of you wondering, my nephew still didn't get here, and we are now talking about a good 15 to 18 feet height on this dwarf Alberta spruce that has reclaimed its rightful life as a fir. Okay, so for those of you who would like a water feature but don't want the problem of a water feature, what I did here, you can see is I took some of these slate rocks and I kind of made like a stream bed, and I have gravel here, but what I did was I used white rocks to mimic the water flowing down here. So that's in this area right underneath this bird's nest blue spruce. So I mean, whether people understand what it is or not, I know what I wanted, and so that is an easy alternative, because you can get all those kind of rocks in Home Depot. See, I have like 8.5 billion of these weeds. See, it drives me crazy because I'm out here constantly and I am constantly pulling weeds, and I mean constant. This is one of those late blooming azaleas. This just bloomed right now, and take a look at that giant weed that's in there. Okay, so I mean, it gives some color and it's coordinating well with the Diplodenia and the other color that I have here, the pinks. Okay. Yep. You won't miss the yellow, you won't miss, which is very nice. Different from the burgundy one and the Diplodenia down here. Not as full as the other ones, but again, and I have to water today. Okay, I forgot to show you this. I had called it a purple haze tree, and I got a good laugh out of some people. It's called a smoke bush or a smoke tree, and you can see the flowers have a very, they kind of look like a smoky, hazy kind of purplish color. I like the tree because it was one of the last things that my father had sent me in the mail, and so I always think of him when I look at the tree. So I open up the side door and I think of my father all the time when I see this. So I just wanted to show you that. So yeah, so that's it for today. It was just a little video. I wanted to show you around how everything is growing. And like I said, we're going to try to put up more videos more often. I don't know, I'm not sure of the content what we're going to do, but we're involved in so many different things. Like we do a lot of cruises, when now cruises have just restarted. And sorry, there was something going on over there. And we do so many different things. It's not just about my decorating and stuff like that. So we're going to try to share that with you, and hopefully you'll enjoy that, and hopefully we'll be able to get more subscribers and people that will be interested in not such a young couple, because there's a lot of young couples on YouTube, not too many older couples, and what we do and what we go through and so on. So like I said, put down below in the comments what you think I should rename this channel, Life with Marianne, or Day with Marianne and Joe, or Life with something like that. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from you and seeing you soon. Give me a thumbs up, please. It helps my channel so much. Okay, everybody, take care. Be seeing you soon. Bye-bye.